Well, happy Saturday the 10th to you, and it's Chris coming at you with another one. This one I wanted to get a little bit more into the why. The why of this video primarily is to help military members navigate the transition process of getting out of the military, whatever branch you're in. You know, I was Navy. And I feel that there's not enough good content out there that helps an individual get out besides the mandatory stuff that we have to go through, right? So with this, it'd be a little bit interactive, and I want to do like a video series on this, and I don't even know how many videos it's gonna be. I'm just gonna run with it and see what happens. Right here down on the bay, as you saw in the in some of the B-roll intro footage there. So it's a beautiful little area, very peaceful. There's actually a kayaker out there, so if you hear stuff plooping in the water, that's what it is. It's old boy casting out. I actually had somebody roll up to me when I was setting up for this video asking if I was a YouTuber. So it's kind of funny. He came over and got my my tag. So hey man, dude from South Florida, if you see this video, let me know down below. Good time with you, man. So anyway, to get into this, helping the military members out, you know, I'm on terminal leave right now. Been about 2 weeks since I started, and it can be quite the struggle for you once you've been institutionalized for so long, right? Like most in the military have been. So the biggest difference is when you're going out from the military to the civilian sector, you have to figure out what you want to do, because it is about you at the end of the day, right? These flies. So it is about you. So you have to make it about yourself, and you have to make time for yourself to get everything ready for you. So the biggest thing to start with is ask yourself why. Why do you want to do it? Now, what that goes into is, what do you want to do? Maybe you're gonna completely change career fields like I did, 180 out. Like, I was equipment operator in the Seabees, and I decided to do real estate. That is 180 out from being an equipment operator, right? And the reason why I want to do that is because I was getting bored with my job. I didn't really have that job satisfaction. And if you don't have job satisfaction, you're just showing up and you're mulling around. Like, that's not the best way, right? You need to do something for you. So for me, I wanted to push myself. I wanted to use a little bit more of this rather than my body to see what I can do. And you don't know unless you try something, right? So starting off, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be different, but that's okay. It's good to grow yourself, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this. So once again, the first thing is asking yourself why. Why do you want to do it? And listen to yourself. Don't listen to your friends. Don't listen to colleagues. You have to listen to yourself. What do you want to do? I knew what I wanted to do. I had so many people telling me that I should not be doing that, okay? And we're going to get a little bit more into this. All right, so first thing is timeline. You need to have a timeline. How far out are you from your EAOS? Ask yourself that first, right? If it's 2 weeks, that's not good, right? I made the decision about 2 years out, probably just over 2 years, that I wanted to actually get out of the Navy. And I had talked shit, you know, here and there, that I wanted to get out, but my timeline never matched up. And I got this sun setting here, and there was a cloud there. Now it's like a laser beam in my eyeball, so if I see too much of a glare here, I'm sorry, but it's a bright light. There's a big fireball in the sky. It's called the sun. Timeline. So, squirrel, I know. So about just over 2 years out, I decided I was going to get out of the Navy. Didn't know what I really wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do something else. I thought maybe I would be an ER nurse. Actually, I started going to school, and I realized like school was just not for me. I did not like school. Probably it was a little bit of ADD issue, but I did not like sitting in a class or doing an online thing. It just wasn't for me. So then I was just going back and forth between what I wanted to do. So if you are at the 2-year mark or more, have that timeline, and then that way you can set yourself up. The more time that you have, the better, honestly, right? So going into that with timelines and stuff, there's some steps that I want you to try to follow, okay? And the first thing is paying off your debt. The problem that I see a lot with military folks is they have that guaranteed first and the 15th paycheck. Okay, that's awesome, but when you have that first to 15th paycheck, it makes you be a little bit more frivolous with your money, right? So you got to go out and you got to buy the new Dodge Charger or a new F-150 or whatever tickles your fancy, right? And then you're having the $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month vehicle payment, which is absurd, right? If you're an E5 and you have $1,000 car payment, that is absolutely ridiculous. And I need you to slap yourself, because I can't slap you, and pull yourself out of that. So step number 1, paying off your debt. You can do it, but you have to make sacrifices there, right? So rather than having the brand new F-150 that's $1,000 a month, sell it and buy yourself a little beater. And with that, you have to save. And I want you to save. I'm sure everybody's heard of Dave Ramsey. If you want to do beans and rice like he always talks about, you can. Just save as much as you can. Put yourself on a really tight budget. What I did was I did a budget every payday. So the 1st and 15th I did a budget. And what that did was it helped me realize where my money was going. You know, we always have the financial guys in the commands that come around like once a quarter or whatever, and they talk about whatever they talk about, and it goes in one ear out of the other, because we all have to be there, right? So hold yourself accountable. Do it the 1st and the 15th, and cut everywhere you can, right? You don't have to have Showtime. You don't have to have HBO, right? You don't have to have any kind of cable provider. You can just have regular internet, right? That's all you really need. Cut back, because what you're cutting back is going to help you grow, okay? So save. Have a specific amount that you want to save. Make it a personal goal for yourself. If you want to have, $10,000 saved up, then have $10,000 saved up. If you want to have $20,000, I mean, whatever that number is for you, save that money. All right, I had to do a little adjustment here and wait for the sun to go down just a little bit here. All right, so now we talked about saving. Make sure you're saving for your future, saving for yourself, saving for the amount of time when you get out and you don't have that 1st and the 15th paycheck, you're not freaking out so much, okay? So with that, I want you to plan what you want to do. If you are doing something 180 like I did from your current military position, you need to investigate what you need to have. Do you need to have any particular certs for this new job? Do you have to have a certification, which I think I already said? Do you need to have any qualifications that are particular to that job? Tailor your resume to that specific position. These are all things that you need to investigate. So you need to plan that. It all goes into planning, right? Now, once you have a plan, you need to have a vision. And you can do this a few different ways, right? So if you have a plan, then you can start envisioning it, and then you can start laying it all out into tracks, okay? You get done with number 1, you go to number 2, A, B, however you want to do it, right? You can write it out. I think that's the best way to do it, honestly, is writing it out. so you can physically see that. Post it up. Like I have something on my mirror, so every time I'm shaving, which I haven't shaved in 2 weeks obviously because I'm out of the Navy now, so I have it on my mirror, so every time I'm brushing my teeth I see it, and it can be a motivational quote or steps. I had like 5 different steps up there, stuff that I need to have, and I look at it multiple times a day. Okay, after you have that plan and the vision, then you have to execute it. I think the biggest problem with most people is they have an idea, they have a vision, they have the plan, but they never execute on that. And why? Others, when you tell people, your friends, your family, what you want to do, you are going to have many people try to change your mind. Do not let that happen. This is for you, like we had talked about in the very beginning. This is for you. So you have to do it for yourself. Don't let others change what you want to do. Doesn't matter how crazy of an idea they think it is. If you have a plan and you have the vision and you execute on that, it's a good chance that you're going to be just fine, okay? With that too, you have to surround yourself with others in this new field. If it's the same field, then you're probably already surrounded by people that are already doing it, right? But if you're doing something 180 out, and that's what this video mainly is focusing on, people who's transitioning out of the military from doing one career field, going over to another one, okay? So surround yourself with others in the field. Is there someone that you can shadow? Is there someone that you can just, that you know has done the job or is doing the job and they're really good at it, and that you can shadow them or even have them mentor you? And all that is just having that conversation with this individual or individuals, right, to get you on a plan to show that it can be done, okay? With that being said, once you're getting closer, you're still going to have some objections there from people telling you shouldn't do it. You have to remember to go back to your plan and to your vision and to execute on that. You have to hold yourself accountable, okay? So with that being said, growing is good. What do I mean by growing? If you are growing, you're going to grow apart from your old circle of friends and people that you hang out with. That's okay, as long as you are growing. You want to grow up and you want to reach up and out. That is huge, and I want you to listen to that again. You got to grow up and out. If you are staying with the old circle of friends, you're going to go back on the old habits. You have to get outside of that, okay? Those are the main things that I want to cover in this video, is just having that plan, having a vision, and with that, the plan comes into becoming debt-free. If you can become debt-free, that is such a huge leg up on so many people. Because the biggest problem, like we had talked about earlier in the beginning, was when you have debt, you have to stay at that current job because it's guaranteed money, right? You got to get out of that mindset. You have to put yourself in an uncomfortable position to be able to grow. So, become debt-free. If you take $40,000 of debt and you knock it down to $5,000 debt, and you're still going to get out, that's awesome. Good for you. Save for those months. You know, in real estate, it's all commission, so you don't have any type of first to 15th. There's no guarantee anymore, and that can be scary, right? But it also pushes you to be the best vision of yourself. Okay, so debt-free, save as much money as you can, plan, have a vision, and execute it. You can't let everybody else determine what you want to do. This is for you. You've done how many ever years in the military? You've had people tell you what to do. Now it's time for you to tell yourself what to do. It can be scary, but you can do it. I have been doing this for 2 weeks. There's still many times, sometimes multiple times a day, that I wonder, was this a good decision? And I think it really is, because you have to leave the military sooner or later. So if you are in a position where you can do it, then do it, because you can. And once you do it one time, you can keep doing it, right? So with that, I'm gonna wrap up this video. Sun's setting. It's beautiful out still though. But I just want you to remember that you can do whatever you put your mind to. It will be a struggle. Nothing comes easy. If it's coming easy, it's probably not the right way to do it. It's going to be a struggle. Push yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Find a loved one, girlfriend, wife, boyfriend, husband, whatever it is, to hold you accountable and to always push you to that next level. Thank you very much for watching, and I cannot wait to show you the next video. I hope you stick around for a while. I hope to grow the channel. I hope to have more videos like this. Do you have any comments, questions, concerns? Comment section right down there. All right.